That should help. So, as it is Morbid Monday, I'm going to start us off with this. And this. Let's see what I put in watch later, shall we? Watch JoJo in a nutshell, ghost tour thingy, yes. Add the queue. Now, I am more than happy to have your videos go in between the morbid ones, but I would appreciate it if we could have more morbid or creepy or horror focus. Just a bit. I mean, it is Morbid Monday. Is that okay? I hope it's okay. I think I've put together some good ones.
My wife is a total skeptic. She does not believe in the paranormal whatsoever and never has. But when I told her just a portion of today's story, specifically the part about the passenger in first class, you'll know when you get to that scene, she told me she was so intrigued by it. And I think the reason for that is in this story, as you'll see, there were so many witnesses, hundreds of witnesses. And so how could they all be making this up? But before we get into today's story,
yeah, that's what I find interesting when there's hundreds of witnesses
delivered in story format, then you come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once a week. So if that's of interest to you, please invite the like button to come over your house for a Ouija board session, and then after everyone has their fingers on the pointer, ask if anyone likes the like button, and then casually push the pointer towards no. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. Okay, let's get into today's story.
Yeah, today's story. With Mr. Ballin.
Around 8:30 p.m. on December 29th, 1972, passengers inside of JFK International Airport in Queens, New York, heard over the intercom that Eastern Airlines Flight 401 to Miami was now boarding. About 30 minutes later, all 176 passengers, which included the 13 crew members, had made it on board, and then at that point, the 13 crew members began making their final preparations for takeoff. Flight 401 was a very expensive and recently introduced model of plane by Eastern Airlines called the Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, and it was both unbelievably technologically advanced and unbelievably enormous. It sat up to 400 passengers, which meant instead of having 4 seats to a row like you would expect inside of a passenger jet, the L-1011s had 8 seats per row, and they had 2 levels. There was the main level, which was the main cabin where all the passengers were, and then there was a second level, a lower level, that was only accessible via 2 small elevators that could barely fit 1 person inside of them in the back of the aircraft. And down on this lower level was a full-size kitchen, which had ovens and refrigerators, and also at the back of this lower level was a lounge area for flight staff. The pilot that night was Bob Loft, who was a strikingly handsome 55-year-old man with over 30,000 hours
does it matter
of
if he was
experience,
handsome or
which
not?
for reference is a ton of flying experience. Captain Bob was known as a perfectionist who exuded confidence and who was cool under pressure. After Bob had boarded the aircraft, he had made his way right into the cockpit, which is the very front of the plane where the pilots fly the plane, and he had sat down in the customary captain's seat, which was the front left seat. And then after he had sat down, his 10 years younger first officer or co-pilot, a man named Bert Stockstill, had joined him in the cockpit and sat down in the customary co-pilot seat, which was directly to the right of Captain Bob. And so after the pilot and co-pilot were both seated, the remaining 2 members of that night's cockpit crew came into the cockpit. Now, normally in most passenger jets, there were only 2 seats in the cockpit, but because L-1011 planes were so massive, there were 4 seats in the cockpit. And so one of the last 2 men who joined the cockpit was 51-year-old Don Repo, who was the flight's engineer. And despite him being this big, strong ox of a man, he was actually known as being fairly soft-spoken and very approachable. And so Don came into the cockpit, he said hello, and then he sat down in the seat right behind the co-pilot, Bert. And then a few seconds after Don, the last man came into the cockpit. It was 47-year-old Angelo Donadeo. Angelo was not actually part of that night's flight crew. However, he was an employee of Eastern Airlines, and that night he needed to get to Miami, and so the company had put him on Flight 401 and sat him in the 4th and final seat in the cockpit, right behind Captain Bob. Around 9:10 p.m., all pre-flight checks had been completed, all passengers were seated, as was the crew, and so Captain Bob began taxiing over to the runway. 10 minutes later, at 9:20 p.m., Captain Bob pushed the throttles forward and the plane began to take off. A few minutes later, and Flight 401 was airborne up in the night sky over New York, headed south towards Miami. For the next 2 hours, this flight was completely normal. In fact, it was so normal that one of the passengers, named Jerry Escow, actually wrote a letter while he was on the plane telling Eastern Airlines how great their airline was and how smooth this flight was. His plan was, once they landed, to mail this letter to Eastern Airlines. But at 11:32 p.m., so 2 hours and 12 minutes after takeoff, this flight would go from being very routine and normal to being anything but. At 11:32 p.m., Captain Bob began his approach to Miami International Airport, but when he lowered the plane's landing gear, his co-pilot Bert noticed they had a problem. L-1011 jets, like 401, have 3 pieces of landing gear. They have wheels that come down under the left wing, they have wheels that come down under the right wing, and they have wheels that pop out of the nose of the plane. And each of these pieces of landing gear has a corresponding little light bulb, a green light bulb, inside the cockpit that once that piece of landing gear comes down and locks in place and is ready to be landed on, its green light will go on inside of the cockpit. But when Captain Bob lowered their landing gear, his co-pilot, Bert, noticed only 2 of the lights came on. The one that did not light up was the nose landing gear.
No.
Now, Captain Bob and the other men in the cockpit, when they saw this issue, they immediately assumed it had to be the light bulb itself that was faulty, not the actual nose landing gear, because this plane was brand new, it had been checked before they left, so the likelihood of the nose landing gear being faulty was incredibly slim. And so Captain Bob, while maintaining his approach towards Miami International, he retracted the landing gear, and then once it had come back into the plane, he just lowered it again, thinking this time all 3 lights would come on. But once again, once the landing gear was deployed the second time, still the nose landing gear light did not come on. And so frustrated, Captain Bob hopped on the radio and contacted Miami Air Traffic Control and told them that he could not confirm his landing gear was actually safe to land on, and so they would have to circle around for a bit in the sky and get it figured out. And so Miami Air Traffic Control acknowledged what Captain Bob said and then directed Captain Bob to fly out over the nearby Everglades, which is a massive wetlands area in Florida, and to stay out over the Everglades away from other traffic until they fixed the problem. And so once Flight 401 was out over the Everglades flying in a circular pattern, Captain Bob and his co-pilot set the plane to autopilot so that it would maintain a constant altitude of 2,000 feet and a constant speed of 200 miles per hour. And so once the plane was all set, Captain Bob and his co-pilot Bert began fiddling with this front nose gear indicator light bulb, which they were convinced was faulty. And so they started by pressing on the light, and when that didn't work, they began twisting it, and when that didn't work, they actually pulled the light bulb off the panel and kind of blew the dirt and grime off of it, and then they jammed it back into the panel. But as soon as they did, not only did it not go back on, but they realized they had put it in sideways, and so they couldn't actually get it out again. And so now they're thinking, this light's not going to go on at all. We need to find another way to make sure the nose landing gear has come down. And so Captain Bob at this point is totally frustrated, and so he turns around and he looks at Don Repo, the flight engineer who's sitting right behind the co-pilot, and he tells Don to go down into the hellhole and directly inspect the front landing gear himself. So the hellhole is a space right below the cockpit, and the way you get to it is through a trap door in the floor in the center of the cockpit. And then once down in the hellhole, there is this window that looks straight towards the front of the aircraft.
I kind of want to give back my adult
card
card.
And actually see the front landing
but
gear,
you never actually,
and you could make sure.
From what I've noticed, I still don't feel like
Don
an adult.
Repo, he gets out of his seat and he opens up the hellhole trap door and he makes his way down below. Meanwhile, 2,000 feet below Flight 401, a 43-year-old man named Robert Marquise, along with a friend of his, were looking for frogs in the Everglades, riding around on Robert's airboat. An airboat is a flat-bottomed boat.
I would not have picked 19 to be your age.
Propels it forward. It's popular in the Everglades because the water depth is so shallow. At points in the Everglades, the water has gone on too long.
Oh no!
And so all around these two guys, it is totally pitch black out. There are no buildings or people for miles and miles and miles. Their only light source is Robert's headlamp. And so at some point, Robert turns off the airboat, and he and his friend are just standing in the middle of it, kind of scanning around on either side, and all around them they can hear the sound of alligators growling and snakes and frogs moving about the tall grass. And as they're just kind of silently looking around them, out of the corner of Robert's eye, he sees something. And so he looks up right as he sees this huge orange and yellow flash that kind of came out of the ground roughly 5 miles away from where they were. And basically, as soon as Robert saw it, this flash dissipated and it was just totally gone. And so he turned to his friend who had not seen this flash, and Robert said, "Hey, let's go investigate. Let's see what that was." And so Robert fired up his boat again, and he began flying across the Everglades straight in the direction of where he saw this flash. And after 15 minutes of cruising at 40 miles per hour across this dark expanse, they reached the area where the flash had been. And Robert and his friend, they just could not believe what they were looking at. About 20 minutes earlier, back up inside of Flight 401, when Captain Bob turned around in his seat to tell the flight engineer, Don Repo, to go down into the hellhole, it's believed that Captain Bob nudged the steering wheel with his leg. And this little nudge was enough to disengage the plane's autopilot, which sent the plane into a gradual descent. But nobody noticed. Because, one, it was totally pitch black outside.
You can do
the Everglades below them, there's no lights, there's nothing, and there was no moon that night. And so when they're looking out the window, there would have been no visual cues that they were going down, up, or anything. It just would have looked like a total void outside. And two, the descent they were now suddenly in was so gradual, it would not have felt like they were tumbling out of the sky. It would have felt like they were just cruising as expected. And three, all of the men in the cockpit were completely fixated on this light bulb problem. In fact, they were so fixated that when an alarm went off inside of the cockpit, telling them they had dipped below their intended altitude of 2,000 feet, they were now going down, nobody noticed. Although, to their credit, this alarm only sounded once.
As long as you're confident.
And so not long after Don Repo had gone down into the hellhole, the plane crashed into the Everglades. No one on board Flight 401, from the cockpit crew to the passengers to the other flight staff, had any idea they were in an emergency until they hit the ground. And when they hit the ground, the plane exploded, and that was what Robert Marquis saw when he looked up and saw that yellow and orange flash.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
So Robert and his friend, they speed
been a little
over
while
to the
since
crash
I've seen you,
site,
so
and when
it's
they
good
get
to know
there,
that you're
they
okay.
are the first ones there, and even though they're looking out and they can hear the sound of all these people screaming and crying and moaning, they can't see anything because the fire from this huge explosion
I finished Alice
was
Madness
already out
Returns this
because
morning.
the swampy wetlands had pretty much immediately extinguished it. And
It was
even
close to the
though
1
the
o'clock,
plane
but
had
yeah.
crashed into the ground at over 200 miles per hour,
I finished
it had
it
not
earlier
struck
today.
the ground at a very steep angle, because basically the plane was in this gradual descent pattern and just kind of
finished it.
coasted until it hit the ground.
Because I started
And so that,
streaming around
combined
at
with the
9:30
soft,
this
muddy
morning.
ground
so-
of the Everglades, meant that the impact of the plane hitting the ground was not nearly as violent
couple
as
of
other
hours since
plane
I stopped
crashes
playing
were,
it.
and that ultimately saved lives. In fact,
Don't worry, the
dozens
VODs
of
will be up on
passengers
YouTube, so you'll be able
survived
to watch
the
it
initial
anytime.
impact with the ground. But many of
I
them
just had
were
to
left
catch up
with these
with
horrible
my,
injuries,
putting the
or
VODs
they
up.
were trapped within the wreckage, or both. When Robert and his friend arrived at the edge of the
One more
crash scene,
year,
Robert
and you
lifted up his
legally
headlamp and
drink
began
it.
to scan, and he saw all these body
about
parts
it.
sticking out of the ground, and then his light
Depends on
rested
which
on the
country
first survivor
you're in.
he saw, and it was this man whose clothes had been completely burned off from
guess
the
that
explosion.
it was,
All he had on was just a little bit of his socks on
the
both
doctor
ankles,
been a
and
bit
this
hinky,
man was
but I
still
didn't
strapped
think that
into
he
the
was,
seat that he had been on the
he'd
plane.
been
And
raping
when
her
the
older
plane had
sister.
broken up, his seat had fallen forward into
That
the
was a
mud,
bit it.
pinning this man's upper body and most of his face under several
I
inches
do
of
know
water.
the story now.
And so as Robert
And I
had
like
scanned
that she
over with
pushed
his
him in
light,
front of a train,
his light
too.
had hit this man's face, and he had looked up and pleaded with Robert and his
I
friend
think I just
to come
gave my
get him
American
before he
this
drowned.
away.
And so
That's fine.
Robert and his friend, they jumped off their boat and ran over
Don't
to this
worry.
guy and pulled the chair up and out of the water, saving this guy's life.
The American.
But as soon as he was up and out of the water, Robert and his friend began hearing more calls from
Although
other
I'm
people in
Australian.
the darkness screaming for help.
it's fine to
Robert
be
and his
American,
friend
too.
would do their absolute best to save as many
What about-
people as they possibly could, but there was just too many people who needed saving
What about
and not enough
talking
time.
about I'd be
30
drinking
minutes
since-
after Robert and his friend had arrived
Legally
at the scene,
drinking.
the Coast Guard
Drinking
showed up
legally,
in
able to
helicopters,
buy your own
and they,
booze
along
and
with
not get in
Robert and
trouble
his
for
friend,
it.
would spend the entire night pulling
He
as
was
many
using
people to
the
safety
family
as they
for money.
possibly could.
Yeah.
By the time the sun came up
Then got
on
too
the
greedy.
following day, there were no other survivors left to save.
It's
All
fine to be
told,
American, he says.
99 people perished
Is it though?
and
Yeah.
77 survived. Amongst the dead
We
were
all gotta
Captain
come
Bob
from
Loft
somewhere,
and
don't
his
we?
co-pilot Bert Stockstill and their flight engineer Don
Barry?
Repo, who had gone down into the hellhole.
We all
Amongst
gotta
the
come from
survivors
somewhere.
was Angelo Donadeo, the fourth man in the cockpit, as well as Jerry Ascow, the man who ironically had written that letter to Eastern
So,
Airlines saying how wonderful that flight had been. A major
I thoroughly enjoyed
investigation
the game,
following the
and,
crash would confirm that the
I
reason
will be
Flight
looking
401 went down
into
was
more of
because
his
of
stuff.
a number of factors, most notably human error. The investigation would also confirm that the nose landing gear was working perfectly fine. The light bulb not coming on was a result of the light bulb
Play
being
the
burned
original
out.
now.
Following the
Very
investigation,
much likely.
Eastern
I'm
Airlines
very
would
much
make every
thinking I will
effort to
play
compensate
the
both
original,
the survivors of the
but
crash and
not
also
right
families
before
of those
October.
who were killed in the crash. Eastern Airlines would also make
I
major
think with
changes
the
to
lead
their
up to
training
October, I
for
should
their
go
pilots
to
and
the
co-pilots
more
and
typical
anybody that was
horror
ever going to be in the
games.
cockpit to ensure this type of disaster never happened again. But
I
this was
got
not the
the
end of
next
the
Morbid
story for
game
Flight
suggestion?
401.
Which game are you suggesting?
I was recently eating lunch with a friend of mine in Uskapog, Rhode Island, when he asked me, John, what is your biggest dream in life? Now, ever since I was a literal newborn baby, I've had a huge dream, but I've always been too scared to commit to it. But for some reason, when my friend in Uskapog asked me this question, I felt this euphoria growing inside of me, and then before I could stop myself, I blurted out the truth. I want to create a mildly effective... mildly effective I want to make a mildly effective cold medicine made exclusively out of Egyptian fire ants. And then before my friend
I know,
could
you
react
want me to
to
play
this
that
revelation, I
Sonic
turned and
game.
leapt head first out the glass window.
Sonic
And then when I hit the
EXE or
ground, I
whatever.
turned around expecting to see my friend angry and staring down at me, ready to fight me. But instead, he was standing on our table doing a jig, stomping on our plates and our cups, and all around him, our waiters and waitresses were cheering, saying, "Go, John, go!" And so go I did. After a quick salute to the gang, I turned and I ran directly into traffic. And for 97 miles, I ran along the freeway until I got to Chicopee, Massachusetts, where I climbed up into a tree and I fired up my coal-powered laptop and I got to
just
work
got
on my
very
business plan.
unhinged.
But pretty quickly, I
Dude,
learned
that's
putting together a mildly effective cold medicine made exclusively out of Egyptian fire ants was going to be very time-consuming. And so where would I find the time to eat? And that's when I discovered HelloFresh, an amazing meal service that
Seriously,
sends
that's
incredible
how
food
he
right to your
brought, he
doorstep.
introduced
So
the
if your
HelloFresh
schedule
was
is
with that
packed this
kind of
fall with
antidote.
school, with work, or
What
with
the
developing your
shit?
own fire ant-related products, then let HelloFresh take care of your meals. They have a weekly selection of
What the
30-plus
shit?
recipes and 70-plus
That was his
convenience
lead
items,
into an
including
ad?
vegetarian, pescatarian, and fit
That was
and
his lead
wholesome
into an
meals,
ad read.
which make it easy to stick to
Wow.
your goals. HelloFresh is also up to 72% cheaper than dining out. To HelloFresh.com, free meal, Mr. Ballin's. Okay, back to the story.
It definitely had us paying attention, didn't it?
For almost 3
Definitely
years
had us
after
paying
the
attention
crash,
for the beginning of the ad.
hundreds of Eastern Airline employees
Really
began
is
to
kind of
experience
genius,
a
isn't it? I'll have to
terrifying
keep that
phenomenon.
tactic in
Now, at
mind
first, many of these
when I
employees
start
were
getting
going
ad
to their
reads.
superiors and reporting what happened to them, but very early on, Eastern
Wouldn't that
Airlines
be
made it clear that they didn't want anybody to talk about this. Anytime an employee made one of these reports about this phenomenon, they were either sent to the psychiatrist or they were just fired. However, despite this intense pressure from Eastern Airlines to their employees to be quiet
I'm
about what was going
guessing
on
the
inside
game
of
you're
their
recommending
ranks, there were still
is
some very brave
Sonic
employees
EXE
who
Spirit
had
of Hell.
first-hand experience with this terrifying
Am I right?
phenomenon, who
Is that the
still
one that
came
you're
forward and
your
told their
suggestion?
stories to the press and to journalists. They just did it anonymously. And so I'm going to tell you 2 of the most chilling accounts from
Is
those
that
employees.
the one that you're
Keep in
suggesting?
mind, the
Sorry,
names
my
used
tongue
in
decided
these
it wasn't
stories
going to
have all
work
been
for me,
changed.
so I figured I'd say it with the tongue out, and then I'd get to say it normally.
In March of 1973,
Oh my
so
God, that's
3
nuts.
months after Flight 401 had crashed in the Everglades, an Eastern Airlines
Well, I was
flight
going to start
attendant
going down the
named
list
Ginny
that you guys
was
gave
assigned
me
to a
last
flight
week.
from New York to Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
And my brother read
Working
the
with her
first
on this
17
flight
chapters
was a
of
very
Chuck
close friend and
Tingles.
fellow flight attendant, a woman named Denise. Neither of these 2 women
Wow.
were on Flight 401 when it crashed.
Downloaded Raid
The
Shadow
plane these
Legends,
2
huh?
women would be working on their flight to Florida was called Number 318 by
I can
Eastern
imagine that being a lot
Airlines,
of fun.
and it was an L1011, just like Flight 401 had been.
But
In
yeah,
fact, plane number 318
games that have been
actually
suggested
had
for
some
the lead
original
up and
parts
also
from
for
Flight
October,
401
you know,
on it,
instead of being a
because it would
spooky
turn
month,
out after that huge investigation was done on the crash,
is,
the
well,
investigators
Sonic EXE
discovered
Spirit of
lots
Hell,
of parts
Five
from
Nights at
Flight
Freddy's,
401
there's a few of
were
those,
still in pretty good shape.
Slender
And so after
Man,
rigorously testing them
Bendy
and
and the
ensuring
Ink
they did
Machine,
good
Hello
work,
Labor,
those parts were
Hello
actually
Neighbor,
installed on other
and
L1011 jets
Doki
in the
Doki
Eastern
Literature
Airline
Club.
fleet. Now, for the record, this was not considered an inappropriate thing to do.
Okay.
These parts were
I hope to see you
extremely
again,
expensive,
Alice.
and they worked
Sweet
perfectly fine,
dreams.
and they were not involved in causing
But
Flight
trust me, I
401
will
to
be
crash.
getting around to
And
playing
so
the
no one
first
batted
Alice
an
game,
eye when Eastern
'cause I
Airlines
did
put these
thoroughly
parts
enjoy
on
myself.
their other planes. So Ginny and Denise,
I'm looking
along
forward
with
to the
several other
series as
Eastern
well.
Airlines flight attendants, board
I reckon
plane
that'll be a
number
lot of fun.
318, and after takeoff, the flight attendants began going through the very long and drawn-out process of getting food and drink for the nearly 200 people on
Sweet
board
dreams,
the flight.
Alice.
And so the way the flight attendants divvied up the work
May your
is they would have
wonderland
some of the
make you feel
attendants
safe,
on the main
warm, and
level
comfortable.
of the plane in the cabin taking orders from all the passengers.
Like
and
after
then the
Alice
other
pushed
flight
that fucker
attendants
in
would
front
be
of
down on
a
the
train.
lower level, the second level of the plane where the kitchen was, preparing all the food and drinks. And so at some point during this process, Denise, who was up on the main level helping with taking orders, realized she didn't have anything to do. She had taken all the orders she could, and so she decided she would head down to the second level, to the kitchen, where her good friend Ginny was, to see if she could help her. But ironically, as Denise got in the elevator in the back of the plane and began heading down to the second level, Ginny, who was on the second level, discovered she did not have anything to do. She'd already prepped her cart, and so she had gotten into the other elevator and began going up to the main level to see if Denise needed any help. And so the
Welcome
two
back.
women literally passed each other in their elevators, but didn't see each other. And so once Ginny
Okay.
arrived at the
Well
main
done
level, the
making
cabin
that
level, she
sweet
got off the
ad
elevator
revenue,
and she walked down the aisle and
which
she
is a
began
little
asking
hard
around to the other attendants if they
hilarious
knew where Denise
considering I
was.
was
And they would
in
tell her, oh, you know, she
the
just
middle
left a
of
minute ago to go
hiding
down to see you.
a bit of
And so
Val-
after a couple of minutes,
I know what I'm
Really
doing.
what?
See, look at that.
level,
Seriously?
and go back
Like the master I am, we have beaten this level.
Now, to understand
What I found out.
you need to have a basic understanding of the layout of the second level. So when you come down on either of those two elevators, when the doors open, you'd be looking down a stretch of hallway, basically the length of the plane from the back towards the front. And when you stepped off the elevator, you'd be stepping into the middle of the kitchen. Now, the kitchen was very, very cramped, and on the left side was a row of ovens that were all stacked up against each other, and then on the other side, on the right side, was a row of cabinets and cupboards. If you were to walk down the kitchen straight towards the front of the plane, you would eventually reach a wall that separated the kitchen to the lounge area, and there was a door slightly off to the right side on this wall that you could walk through to get into the lounge.
Oh,
So
so
if you were
descriptive.
standing in the kitchen and looking in the direction of this
As
door,
Crush once
you
said.
wouldn't really be able to see into the lounge area because, again, the door was kind of off to the side. You would have to actually go over to the door and poke your head through to get a full unobstructed view of the lounge. And all the lounge was a couple of sofas and chairs kind of arranged in a circle. So Ginny has gotten back in the elevator and she's made her way back downstairs to continue looking for Denise. She gets down to the lower level, the doors open up, and she looks out into the kitchen, and Denise is not there. In fact, the kitchen is totally
A
empty,
wise man
and the
once
door
said,
leading into the
as
lounge
a
area
wise
is
man
shut,
once said,
so she can't
as a
even see
wise
in
man
part of
once
the
said,
way into
as
the
a
lounge
wise
to
man
see if
once
anybody
said.
is in there. But the second Ginny
said,
stepped off
as
the
a wise
elevator
man
into
once
the
said,
kitchen,
as
she
a wise man
immediately
once said,
had this
that's
powerful
right.
sense that Denise was definitely down there somewhere on the second level with her, probably in the lounge area that she couldn't see. And because
did
Ginny
that
felt
with my
so
tongue poking
confident
out.
that Denise was down there, she actually didn't start by calling out for Denise or walking to the door, opening it up, and looking into the lounge to make sure Denise was there. Instead, Ginny just turned to the left and went to the ovens and began preparing food for the attendants upstairs. And as she's making these plates of food, Ginny would periodically
wise
look
man
over
once
at
said,
the
"Maria,
closed door
please
leading
buy
into
me
the
some
lounge,
Kentucky
kind of
Fried
expecting it to
Chicken."
open up at any point and see Denise walk out. But after a couple of minutes, no one had opened the door from the lounge, and Ginny was thinking to herself, you know, I'm making quite a bit of noise over here. If anybody was down here, wouldn't they come out of the lounge and just see who it was? And because Ginny, again, had this really intense feeling that she was not alone down there, she began to think, wait a minute, is Denise playing a practical joke on me? Is she hiding in the lounge? Or is she hiding in one of the cabinets on the right side here, and she's going to jump out and grab me? And so the second Ginny began thinking about that, she became really paranoid. And so as she's making this food, she's pretty much constantly looking over at the door or kind of
I'm a little
standing
curious.
behind her, waiting for Denise to launch out and scare her. But again, after several more minutes, Ginny didn't see anybody come out of the lounge and none of the cabinet doors opened up. It was just her down there. However, the longer she stayed down there, the stronger that feeling got that someone was in the room with her. And so now she can't even make her food. She's completely turned around, just scanning all around the kitchen, really at this point hoping Denise jumps out to scare her. And when Denise didn't do that, Ginny just began walking over to the door that would lead into the lounge. And so when she reached the door, her heart was racing like mad. She reached down to the handle, she turned it, she pushed it open, and she poked her head in real quick. And there was no one in the lounge. But immediately, the second her head was in that room, that feeling that someone was down there with her spiked, and she got chills all over her body. And she ran into the back of the lounge and looked behind all of the chairs and sofas, praying at this point that Denise was going to be down there. But after looking all over the back of the lounge, there was no one there. And so finally, Ginny turns around, and she's totally racked with fear. Because now she's on the very far end of the lounge. There's no one in the lounge. She knows there's no one in the kitchen. And here she is still getting that sensation that she was not alone down there. But she has to go all the way back across the lounge, through that door, into the kitchen to get back to the elevator so she can escape. And so Ginny almost instinctively moved immediately to the left side of the lounge and put her back up against the wall to make sure no one could be behind her. And then she began slowly inching her way along the left wall towards the door that was now open that would lead back into the kitchen. And as she's slowly shimmying along, her view of the kitchen is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the whole time she's thinking, I'm going to see someone in the kitchen, because this sensation that someone is down here with me is not going away. But when she finally gets to the door and crosses into the kitchen, there's still no one there. And so she makes a run at that point to the elevator. She starts hitting the button. And as she's hitting the button, she's turning around and she has that awful feeling that someone's right behind her. And then finally the car comes down. She hops inside the elevator. She shuts the doors. She hits the button and she begins going back up. When the elevator cart got back to the main level and the doors opened again, Ginny almost knocked over the flight attendant that was standing right outside of it, a woman named Mildred. And after Mildred and Ginny kind of regained their balance, they both looked at each other, and Mildred could see very clearly that Ginny looked horrible. She was totally pale, she was sweating, and so Mildred said, Ginny, are you okay? What's going on? And Ginny would just say, I don't know. I can't tell you what's going on. I don't know. But Mildred, instead of asking follow-up questions, just said, Ginny, you need to come with me. And so Ginny would follow Mildred, who led them back around behind the elevators to the space in the back of the plane, kind of out of view of the passengers. And there, Ginny would find Denise. And Denise looked pale as a ghost. She was sweating and looked totally shaken up. It would turn out when Ginny left the lower level for the first time to come up to the main level to look for Denise, and then learned that Denise was not up there, that Denise had actually gone down to look for Ginny. In those few minutes that Ginny was up on the main level before she went back down again to continue looking for Denise, Denise was on the lower level. And Denise would say when she got off the elevator into the kitchen, there was no one down there, but immediately she believed Ginny had to be down there because of the strong sense that she was not alone down there. However, when she opened up the door to look into the lounge, she didn't see anyone, and it totally spooked her. She shut the door, she ran back to the elevators, and she went back upstairs. And as she was going up in her elevator car, who, once again, passed her in the other elevator car.
Oh, no.
And so once again, the two women did not see each other. And so these two women, who had never experienced anything like this before in their lives, had nearly identical experiences, totally independent of each other, just a couple of minutes apart in the exact same space. It was just too many coincidences for them to totally write it off. And so that was a big reason why they felt like they had to come forward with their information.
Odd.
1 month later, plane number 318, the same plane that Ginny and Denise had had their frightening experiences on, was at Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey, undergoing pre-flight checks from its crew before its flight to Miami that morning. After most of the checks were done, the passengers were allowed to board the plane, and then after it seemed like most of the passengers had arrived and taken their seats, the senior flight attendant, whose name was Sis, began counting the people on board the plane to make sure they had everyone. And after counting up and down the rows, she realized their head count was off by 1. They had one too many people. And so when Sis began recounting, she actually quickly identified the discrepancy. Sis was standing in first class in the aisle, and as she was counting down the left side of first class passengers, she noticed there was an Eastern Airlines captain seated in one of the seats. And so immediately Sis thought, oh, okay, I don't recognize this person, but since he's in uniform, he must be deadheading. Deadheading is a fairly common practice for airline employees where if they need to be on a particular flight but are not physically at the origin airport, they will just hop on another company flight that happens to be going to the airport they need to go to. And at least in the 1970s, it was not uncommon for employees not necessarily to tell the flight staff until they were literally on the plane, because these employees would just check the manifest, see if there were openings, and then climb on board. And so Sis assumed that was exactly what this man had done, and that was why he was unaccounted for, and it was why they had this extra person. And so she just needed to get his name to account for him. And so Sis turned and took a couple of steps until she was right in front of this guy who was still just seated looking straight ahead, and Sis introduced herself and asked him if he was deadheading. But the captain just continued to stare straight ahead and didn't even seem to register that Sis was talking to him,
That's
despite the
weird.
fact that Sis was right on top of him and speaking very, very clearly, and nobody else was talking. And so Sis, who was aware of the fact that this guy clearly should have heard her, just kind of waited for a second and then just asked again, hey, what's your name? I need to make sure that you are in fact deadheading. But again, this captain just sat there without moving and didn't remotely react to Sis. Now, by this point, another flight attendant named Diane had looked over and actually saw Sis having this strange interaction with this Eastern Airlines captain. And so Diane walked over and listened as Sis, for a third time, tried to get this guy's attention, but he still did nothing. And so Diane and Sis, they start looking at each other like, what do we do about this? And at some point, Sis just says, okay, I'm going to go tell the captain, he can deal with this. And so Diane stayed in the aisle next to this silent seated captain while Sis turned and walked towards the cockpit, and she told the captain, whose name was George. And so George, he leaves the cockpit with Sis by his side, and they start walking down the aisle back towards where this guy was and where Diane was. And by the time they get there, 6 other passengers kind of in the general vicinity had noticed something strange was going on. And so they were all kind of turned around in their seats, looking at this captain who was sitting there, and Diane and Sis and George kind of waiting to see what was going to happen. And so George and Sis, they walk right up alongside Diane and this seated silent captain, and George immediately crouched down to get a good look at this guy's face, because again, this captain is just looking straight ahead with a hat on, and so no one had really looked at him yet. And so George kneels down and he sees this guy's face for the first time, and he falls over and goes, oh my God, that's Bob Loft. The same Bob Loft who had died on Flight 401, the captain of Flight 401. George had known Bob really well and knew exactly what Bob looked like. But before Bob, Sis, Diane, or the 6 other passengers that were all watching could do anything, the seated, silent captain that looked exactly like Bob Loft vanished into thin air right in front of all of them. And immediately, these 6 passengers on board the flight that saw this happen became hysterical. They could not understand what they had just seen. People are screaming and crying. And George, Diane, and Sis, they were very shaken at what they saw, but they knew they were in charge of this flight. And so they tried to calm down the passengers, but then very quickly, they organized a search of the plane because they're telling themselves, no one can just disappear into thin air. This guy has to be somewhere on the plane. And so for over an hour, the passengers were told to stay in their seats and were told to stay calm while the flight crew searched every crevice, every nook and cranny of this flight to see if they could find this guy. But they never did. And so after a very long delay, plane number 318, along with its very shaken up passengers and flight crew, eventually rumbled out onto the runway and took off. When they landed in Miami, the first thing George, Diane, and Sis all did is they went in and filed a report about what they had seen, about this vanishing person. But Eastern Airline didn't do anything about their reports. In fact, the logbook where these reports were kept was conspicuously missing a couple of weeks later when some other employees of the airline heard about this vanishing person and wanted to read the reports themselves. And when these employees went to their superiors and asked if they could get this logbook, the answer from the top was George, Diane, and Sis never filed those reports. There was no vanishing person. This whole thing is a bunch of crap.
What the
but
shit?
George, Diane, and Sis all said, we filed those reports. And apparently some other pilots within Eastern Airlines had actually seen the reports before the logbook went missing. And they would tell other people that what they read was terrifying. Over the next 2 years, there would be an astounding number of other totally unexplainable events that took place on other planes within Eastern Airlines' fleet.
Seriously?
However, the strange events only occurred on L-1011 jets that had parts on them from the crashed Flight 401. Some of these unexplained events included more sightings of the silent seated captain who looked just like Bob Loft. And in fact, one of those sightings was by an Eastern Airlines executive who, after seeing this captain vanish into thin air right in front of him, the executive freaked out and ran off the plane and demanded the plane be searched top to bottom. But like the last search, nothing was found. On another occasion, the catering company that loaded food directly into the second level of these L1011s, basically right into the kitchen, one of their staff spotted a man wandering around the lower level that looked just like Don Repo, the flight engineer from the doomed Flight 401. And when this staff member spoke to this man who looked like Don Repo turned towards him and then vanished into thin air. The catering company was so scared when this happened that they refused to go back into the plane, and it caused a massive delay. On another flight, on board plane number 318, the pilot and co-pilot began hearing banging coming from the hellhole, and when the pilot got up and opened up the hellhole and went down below and shined his light, he didn't see anything, but when he went to climb back up into the cockpit, he looked up, and standing in the cockpit was once again Don Repo looking straight down at him, who then promptly vanished right in front of him. On another flight, a female passenger and coach who had been quiet the entire flight suddenly began screaming hysterically. And when they went up to her and asked her what was wrong, she was pointing at the seat next to her and said a man had suddenly appeared right next to her. He did not walk in, he just appeared next to her, and then when she began screaming, he vanished right in front of her. This woman was so upset that when they landed finally in Phoenix, Arizona, she had to be restrained in a straitjacket when they pulled her off the plane. But as terrifying as all of these events were, there was at least one instance where these apparitions appeared to be helpful to the people on the plane. One captain said he walked into the cockpit, and standing in there was flight engineer Don Repo, and Don promptly told the captain about a specific malfunction in one of the engines before Don vanished in front of this captain. Now, this captain was horrified at what he had just seen, but he did actually go down and have that engine looked at, and sure enough, the malfunction that Don Repo said it had. Then finally, in 1974, all of these strange events just came to an abrupt stop. Now, no one knows exactly why, but in 1974, Eastern Airlines, despite telling the world they didn't believe any of the reports of these strange happenings on their planes, despite that year, they went into every single one of their L-1011 jets, and they removed any parts that had been placed on them from the crashed Flight 401. Despite the fact none of those parts were faulty. They were removing perfectly good parts, and they never gave a reason. And after they did that, all the sightings just stopped. So that's going to do it. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't done this already, please invite the like button to come over for a Ouija board session. And once everyone has their fingertips on the pointer, ask...
Is this the same video as before TMNT? Yeah, sorry. About the other people. But it's only fair, I was really loud. It's not the same. Wait, what? It's not that hard to scare me. This scares me. Is it the same video as before? It's dude, huh?
It's Christmas Eve, you know what that means. Time to sit back, relax, and get a bunch of presents. Specifically, a whole lot of video games. This holiday break, I was really meaning to go back and get through some of the games that are on my backlog. I recently picked up Legend of Dragoon, heard this was fantastic. I got this big Punkin Beast Xenoblade Chronicles X, that's gonna take a long time. I have a bunch of games on Steam, don't get me started on that. But no, can't be that easy. Instead, I've been visited by a ghost of Christmas past. 'Tis the season to be jolly. 2005 was a crazy year for the Hedgehog Wonder. After an, at best, average game with Sonic Heroes.
Sonic, this time there's no way out of marrying me.
Alright, Amy, you may want to take it down a peg. As well as a series of really good games with the Sonic Advance trilogy, 05 was the year we would see the next take on portable Sonic with Sonic Rush and Shadow the Hedgehog. Even at first sight, I knew the game was going to be dumb. It was mainly marketed as, what if Shadow the Hedgehog was edgy? Guns, motorcycles, aliens, random minor cursing.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
The game is now 10 years old, and as such, why not reminisce about probably the first time Sonic Team lost their minds? Happy holidays, everybody. He presumably died in Adventure 2, spoilers, to which he somehow returned in Heroes with no explanation whatsoever, and he may or may not be a robot. Spoilers. That
Wait,
all
what?
leads into the start of his own adventure. And check this. This is the first screen of the game, and a terrifying sign of things to come. Here we have Shadow staring off into the city, dealing with some memory issues. That was kind of Shadow's gimmick at the time.
Shadow that
Yeah, it was. It was an episode of
I asked myself that same question,
AEW.
but Shadow eventually remembers something. A moment where a bunch of guards shot and killed a 12-year-old girl.
Maria!
That's a way to start a video game. And then,
Oops.
oh no!
I
A
was
portal
AFK
appears in the
briefly.
sky and spits out a
I
bunch
see.
of aliens.
Sorry about that.
Don't you just hate when that happens? I do. The aliens' leader, Black Doom, shows up and tells Shadow to collect the Chaos Emeralds, and just because he knows Shadow's name, Shadow automatically trusts the aliens and heads off to find the emeralds.
And like it or not, I have to believe him.
That's all it took for Shadow to 180 from forget these humans to I guess I'll go to the city. I don't know. I'm not doing anything else today. Now it's time to actually play the game, and it starts off in Westopolis. And the big selling point of the game rears in its ugly head really quick. Hey Sonic, what's up? He's here to tell you to kill every alien in the city. Cool. And hey, there's Staryu's evil cousin. He tells you to kill every soldier in the city. Do one of those two things and you begin your path to either become a good little hedgehog or a nasty little rodent. Sorry. A nasty little ultimate life form. Never got the whole concept of a hedgehog being ultimate, but I digress. Or option C, you could ignore everybody for the neutral path where you just have to get to the goal ring. But that would require you to play this as if it were a Sonic game, and nobody wants that. The game wants you to become a hero or a villain. It's a bit of a strong word for it, but okay. The thing is, though, you could just bypass one of the guys on the side you want to be on and kill everything else on your path, and hey, mission accomplished. You're the hero the city needs. The path that you decide leads to different cutscenes and levels, but if it's plot consistency that you want, this is certainly not the place for it. For example, I decided to go hero in Westopolis, which means that within 5 minutes of Shadow entering the city believing the aliens, I began a killing spree of said aliens. Hero, villain, or just confused?
I
You
need
be
a
the judge.
hero. Da-ba-da-ba. I need a hero.
Good reaction time there, Sergeant. Glad to have you on the force. And here's where the game goes really hardcore. There's gunplay now. Huh.
What?
I'm pretty sure this started the trend
Why?
of Sonic and friends involving themselves in the most idiotic scenarios ever. But admittedly, the guns are actually kind of enjoyable to use. But that's only because the moves that you would normally use, like the homing attack, are basically useless and do minimal damage, and there are guns all over the place that get the job done a whole lot faster. There's also hand-to-hand combat. Don't use the hand-to-hand combat. There's the argument too that this isn't a Sonic game, it's a Shadow game. And fair enough, there's none of that bright and colorful save the woodland creatures stuff going on here. Running low on ammunition, straight up kill a troop and take their gun.
Woohoo! Now we're talking.
That's
Bring
shit.
it on! Woohoo! Woohoo!
10 times to get the true it.
There are 3 soldiers waiting for me at the top of this elevator, and they have knives. What am I gonna do?
Get ready to fight!
I need a hero. Da-da-da-da.
Also new to the standard Sonic formula are vehicles. I would say this is equally as stupid, but because Shadow controls like he's on ice all of the time and the vehicles don't, sometimes it's preferable to ride in a motorcycle or sports car, and I feel disgusting for even saying that. And lastly, when you get rid of enemies on both sides, you fill out these meters that let you do special moves. There's the Chaos Blast, which is surprisingly ineffective for being a giant explosion, or Chaos Control, which zooms you right to the goal ring, often bypassing the hero mission that you're probably in the middle of doing. So, don't use either of them. Good going, Sega. Now, credit where credit is due, I suppose. The game does have multiple paths, which means there are multiple endings. 10 of them, in fact. That's quite ambitious. However, this means you have to play through the game 10 times. At the very least, each final level twice, and Westopolis 10 times! A full playthrough takes no longer than 2 hours, but I will be damned if I still don't dread this stupid city. It also doesn't matter what path you start with. You can change where you align yourself partway through your game. So not only is Shadow confused, he's indecisive too. I am the ultimate life form. Maybe, I don't even know. What day is it? All of the paths are shown on a level graph too. Here's my neutral run, here's my pure hero run, and here's my pure evil, except Shadow has a soft side that couldn't leave Cream the Rabbit scared in a haunted castle alone. Run.
Wait, what?
That's my favorite. The game's plot is a bit of a mess too. I know other Sonic games are certainly far from telling award-winning stories, aside from Big the Cat's plot in Adventure 1. Clearly. But here, stuff just sort of happens out of nowhere and you're expected to follow along. There are 3 factions all fighting each other at once. The aliens, Eggman and his robot army, and Sonic and his colorful friend army.
What?
The scariest of them all.
Find the computer room!
Shut up, Vector! It just
Nobody wants to listen to you, Vector.
May or may not involve Shadow talking to someone on the side you associate with, completely disregarding what you just did in the previous level, and giving no explanation to how you get to the next level. Oh, alright, Black Doom just warped me somewhere, I wonder where. Oh, inside a computer. Oh, it's cyberspace, huh? Not many places more evil than that.
Oh, dear
Sometimes you
God.
even flash back to the Ark and deal with Maria. You remember her, right?
Maria!
It should be kinda neat playing as Shadow during this time, but you can side with the aliens here too. How does that make any sense? Every decision you make leads you down a path to either fight Black Doom, Dr. Eggman, or Sonic and a robot controlled by the Gun Commander. You take them out, Shadow says some nonsense followed by,
This is who I am!
credits. Then you start back in Westopolis and do it all over again.
No!
By definition, this is replay value, but man, it's a chore. Most of the missions are just, there are X things here, destroy them. Though there are a few that are actually kinda fun. Here's one with an airship making its way through a facility. You have to follow it, get past enemies, and destroy it before it reaches the end. And what do you know? It's a mission that emphasizes speed in a Sonic game?
You're
And regardless of whatever
Speed
crazy
in
scenario,
Sonic.
Sonic games typically have
That
kind
is
of level
rubbish.
design that have bright moments that make what you're doing at least somewhat fun to play. And that is just not the case here. If you want to do a mission where you're filling out a checklist, it's a monotonous chore that limits speed and encourages checking every nook and cranny. If you want to go for the goal ring in a speedy fashion instead, damn it, yeah, that's not very fun either. Not every level is bad, I'll give the game that much, but the majority of them are just bleh. I get what Sonic Team was trying to do, really I do. They wanted to have a game where your choices affect Shadow's fate. But the concept and execution go together like oil and water. That means they don't! I don't care about Shadow's desire to get the emeralds or learn about his past, and that's partially because playing through the same levels over and over again expecting different results is the literal definition of insanity.
Yeah, it is.
Although, Shadow can now flip over buses, and I'll be honest, that is super duper hardcore. Let's wrap things up by covering the true ending. Yeah, that's right, the true ending. Those other 10 endings, where you thought you had a say in the matter, getting all of those unlocks the final story, where the game tells the story that it wanted to tell the whole time. It's basically just a normal-sized level where you chase down Black Doom to the end, followed by a cutscene revealing Gerald Robotnik, the guy who nearly destroyed the world in Adventure 2, and I guess worked with Black Doom to create Shadow, somehow telling Shadow to use the Eclipse Cannon, which previously destroyed a chunk of the moon, to destroy the Black Comet before it destroys Earth, courtesy of those alien guys.
Uh,
I know questioning the continuity of Sonic is a big no-no, but this means Gerald recorded himself twice before his death, once prompting the destruction of Earth, and one wishing for its saving. Sure, this one was recorded after Maria's death, so he went a little crazy, but considering he's also responsible for a potential alien attack, you would think he would kinda mention it on the side in his message of a desire for world destruction. Who even cares at this point? Shadow goes super, fights the monster of the week, saves the day. The president wants to honor Gerald, despite the whole wanting to destroy Earth thing. How long until you're out of office? And that's it.
Goodbye forever, Shadow the Hedgehog.
And good riddance. Shadow the Hedgehog is probably the lowest point of the franchise. Now I know Sonic 06 is a thing, but keep this in mind. Shadow the Hedgehog was so bad, not even a year later Sonic Team was looking to reboot the franchise. And at least it has this. This game has aged incredibly poorly, and it wasn't even all that good to begin with. This is way worse than I remember. But there's always a bright side to everything. I don't have to play this ever again. That's a Christmas miracle, right?
until the next time it pops into your head.
Oh, that's right. There's multiplayer too. Can't forget that. Let's give this a shot. Hey, man, what's up? Doing pretty good. Listen, I'm working on a video right now for Shadow the Hedgehog, and I forgot to record local multiplayer, so I was wondering if you... Hello? Way to be a Grinch, guy. Welcome to the end slate for the last Ant Dude episode of 2015. Woo! Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you
And now to my next video. Is that you guys or no? Okay. After this video, I'm going to play Jade's video. Just so you know.
Welcome back to another Dub Daddy video.
Welcome
This is
back to
Power
the
Josh.
world's scariest.
No, Eddie.
What?
This is my video. My video.
Well,
Why are you
you
dressed as a
Discord
pirate,
memes.
wrapped in a tortilla blanket? what's happening?
I had eye surgery, so my eye is very sensitive. I have to protect it. This is necessary.
Well, yeah, I think you're gonna find that you're gonna be using that. That's right, Eddie. I am sick of stealing your ideas. I thought, what's the next best thing? I'm just gonna steal you. So now you're in my video. This is spooky Discord memes with Eddie. We've got 80,000 members now, which means that there should be some good scary stuff, right?
Technically,
that's a
with this first minute of your video, we've made better content than what's about to come from your Discord. I've been here before. I've been here, Josh. I've been here.
Crazy glass.
I'm Eddie. Eddie, I just...
Damn.
I love the lobster, bruh.
Can I borrow an eye patch when I come over? Sending virtual hug. Oh, God damn it. I am
fell for
banishing
it.
you to the Shadow Realm.
I'm
fell
taking
for
off my
it.
tortilla blanket. It does not deserve your Discord right now. The blanket's off.
Oh, this looks really scary.
Yeah, it's a skeleton. It's paraplegic Steve.
That's me sitting in my fucking wheelchair
How is it
waiting for some
rolling
scary
around?
goddamn content. You guys are disappointing
It
me.
was the
Eddie, put your
first
blanket
of the
back on.
month of
No,
June
I
episode.
actually have to apologize to my audience for saying that their submissions on my Reddit were shit, because after looking at your Discord submissions, they are making my Reddit look really scary right now.
Look, Eddie, I feel like you've just been too quick to
Well,
judge.
trust me, your
We haven't-
video's coming after this one.
I'll tell you what's
It's just-
scary that's happening. It's half my viewers
You're
clicking off this
crazy.
shit video.
Sounds like it was the smartest decision that could have been
Whoa,
made.
okay.
Come out here. Well, who are you? It's feeding time, Cornelius.
What the shit?
If Juicy was here right now, he'd probably tell us, don't you guys get any ideas right now?
This is Juicy in the next video. 100%. That's going in the ideas book. Kitty.
Oh, wait.
That was a good one.
No! I thought it was gonna be like one of them cat shits where like you just kind of peek around and he's like closer and then closer because my cats do that shit. But this one, this motherfucker didn't wait. That was a genuine terrified scream.
Thud come from downstairs.
Gotcha.
Wait, did you know that was gonna happen? Have you seen that one before?
You know how many times these motherfuckers have submitted that same video?
You could have warned me, motherfucker.
It's funny.
The owner of this funeral home left suddenly one day in 2009 and never returned.
No, Jade's video is
He
next.
started a cow farm up in Illinois.
Eddie, you're ruining the mood! It's scary. Look, it's scary. There's a fucking... You know what? Forget it. We're going to the next one.
Ban them. That wasn't scary.
Ban them?
That was just a story of a tomato farmer.
Breaking server rules. Oh, should I do it? Isn't it mean?
Nah.
Nah, fuck it. See you later. What game is this?
I have no clue, dude.
He got a got. He got a
It
got.
startled me.
Put your blanket back on.
Go to the next one. Procato from Luigi's Mansion. Alright, that's good. That's just funny as
Okay.
shit, dude.
Right, Eddie,
Then put
stop
it in the
smiling.
Discord.
Ready?
That way I can remember to do it.
Alright. Ooh, scary, I'm spooky.
That's
What?
Ooh, okay, we got potential.
Why is he sucking on the toothbrush? Why?
What is this?
Why is he sucking on the toothbrush?
What is that?
Someone with anorexia. That's what that is.
I feel like this. Oh!
Whoa!
Oh, that was good.
What was with the brushing the teeth at the start, though?
Maybe he just wanted to. I don't think he's brushing teeth, dude.
Really digesting that thing.
Shucking on it like he's.
Like,
Scary videos on the internet.
What is that?
wait.
What?
Here's the thing that gets me. The mask face looks more real than her actual face.
Yeah, she's a fake bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, Felicia. I can't believe I just said that. I f***ing seen that one so many times, and it got me. I've used this video to scare my mom, my dad, and Mully. I've seen it so many f***ing times. If that chair didn't move, the roof would have crushed him. I f***ing
Oh, damn it, dude.
that. All right, I'll give them that one. Change their nickname to "Scared the f*** out of Eddie."
Without further ado, here are 6 disturbing videos that can be found on the deep web.
¿Qué vamos a ver? You made me scratch my eye and it hurted.
Send this
Some
to Scar,
Viewers may
friend.
find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion
Okay.
is advised.
Is it please jump scare?
It's one of these.
It's starting to hurt me on a deeper and deeper level.
That's what she said.
Oh, God, we're all going to die a long, painful death.
That owl looks scary as shit. Why did you stop it there?
Look at the owl's eyes.
Oh, why did you just send that clip like that? This is the biggest edge I've ever experienced in my life. It's not even November yet, man. Come on.
Jelly bean.
Shit.
What the
The scary TikToks, it's just like a bunch of like the same 100 that people just use in rotation. And I think I've seen every single one of them by this point.
You're like the connoisseur of scary little clips on the internet, aren't you?
Some of these I haven't seen though, so I'm surprised.
Oh, here we go. Look at all the emoji.
Okay. We got something that looks promising.
Ooh.
I told you.
All right.
Wait.
It's images.
It's images? And they're pretty creepy images.
That one's creepy as shit. Yeah. Ooh. La lechuza. Holy fuck.
Man, there's some freaky stuff in there.
That's el chupacabra, güey. Mira.
Eddie, please. My editor can't speak Spanish. He's just gonna have to write some gibberish when you say that stuff.
Necesitamos otros TikToks. Que den miedo, por favor. Unos que den miedo, muchachos, por favor. Manden cosas de terror. Por ahorita me están mandando puras chingaderas que nomás me están haciendo perder mi tiempo.
Editor, do your best. Write what comes from the heart.
Uh-oh.
Let me see. I'll know if she's my dog. Merlin, sit. Turn around. Turn around.
Oh, that's cute.
Lay down.
Could be a
You're not my
skinwalker,
dog.
though.
My dog don't know how to do no fucking trick. Call 911.
Do you understand what's happening, Josh?
No.
That is a skinwalker. That's not her dog.
Oh, okay.
Her dog don't know no tricks.
Oh, shit. That changes everything in the video.
I'm proud of this lady. She is the only woman who has ever seen something spooky, and her first reaction is 911.
That's a good point. Everyone who's watching this video, go to your animal and tell it to do a trick. If it doesn't normally know how to do that trick and it does it, that's not your pet.
Yo. Please don't start dancing.
Saw that
I
coming.
thought we had something here, dude.
He saw that coming. He saw it coming.
Every time. Someone's got to twerk or dance.
This is my girlfriend after she's finished cutting the meatloaf and she's got a face mask on in the kitchen. Every time, dude.
Did he just give himself a knife boner?
Gave me a nice boner.
I said knife.
Me too.
I'm gonna rile everyone up again.
No, get out of my general, bro. Get out of my general.
At everyone.
Don't go in there. No. Eddie, stop.
They sucked ass.
I'm going to blacklist you from this server. God damn it. That's not even how you spell disappointed.
Fuck. Damn it.
Look, if you think you can put better scary memes together, join the Discord link in the description below. We got you a little bit, Eddie. You must admit, it's on video.
Some of them they were jump scares. They were good.
Done. We got him, boys. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. He is scared.
Look, most of them were, Josh's Discord quality type videos. And there's a new level. You know how they got like cringe videos, funny videos, scary videos? There's Josh Dub Discord videos.
Which is basically the same as smashing your head repeatedly against a brick wall for hours.
Send better shit next time, and maybe I'll add everyone and give you a thumbs up. How about that? You guys want a thumbs up? Send good shit to Josh's Discord. That's it. Los queremos. Bye!
Welcome to the Morbid Oaks Mansion.
I am in a lot of pain right now after what happened on Sunday. But all you people want to do is hear me talk, right? That's what you want, right? You want to hear me talk? I'll talk. But this is Max Friedman talking. Big merger, boss. A lot of important executives here tonight to watch your product. Would be a real shame if something bad happened. I wouldn't want to embarrass you, man. Speaking of embarrassing, You've been trying to sit down with me to hash things out for quite some time now, haven't you? Well, guess what? Too little, too late. Here's why. When this company first started, it was all friends wrestling. Everybody was handed a ticket, except for me. See, I had to write my own. And boy,
Let's have hot dogs.
Because I created
Let's have hot dogs.
after moment for this company, and I still get no respect. Nobody is on my level. No one. Everything I touch turns to gold. There is nothing I can't do. Every time I come out here, I am not expected to hit home runs. I am expected to hit grand slams. And I do that shit on a weekly basis. See, all the other boys, they get to settle for being great. I have to be perfect because I'm the 26-year-old who is constantly held under a microscope because I'm the only guy who is capable of carrying this company on my back as I have for months. It's funny. It's funny I hear boos, but I also hear clapping. That's interesting. That's interesting. Where were you guys? Where were you guys this whole weekend when you were calling me an unprofessional piece of shit? I'm just curious. You're not the only problem. No, it's the boys in the back too. Because the boys in the back all want my spot. Well, guess what? You want my spot, you can have it. Because I don't want to be here anymore. Now let's talk about you fans, huh? You people call yourself fans. You're not fans. You're uneducated marks. You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit. Your opinions suck. Your opinions change at the drop of a dime, and then you pretend your new opinions are the same as your old. For example, man, I always knew MJF was a good wrestler. Really? That's interesting. Because last time I checked, you guys pretended I sucked in the ring for a long time. And why is that, huh? Because I'm not untrained like all your faves? Because I don't pretend to watch New Japan? Because I don't dump my opponents on their head? Because I'm not reckless? What is it? Is it because I'm not chasing star ratings, guys? What is it? How could I possibly be the best? Well, newsflash,
gotta take it to the rivers and then listen to your stew. Cause you got
who makes you feel
the river to the last night. Cause he just doesn't know what makes it all happening.
I am a generational talent, and you people consistently take me for granted. But it's not just you. It's the big man in the back, too. Here's something you guys can't take for granted. Here's something he doesn't want you to know. Do you guys know who the second biggest minute-for-minute draw is in this entire company? Nope, you wish. It's me. It's me. And if you don't believe me, do me a favor. Ask Stat Boy Tony in the back, see what he's got to say. But whatever you do, don't ask him to reach into his pockets and pay the man who's been busting his ass for him since day one. No. Make sure he hoards all that money. Make sure he hoards all that money so he can give it to all the new ex-WWE guys he keeps bringing in. That can't lace my goddamn boots.
but he is trying too hard, and he's just got no sack. Oh no, he just can't see what's in out.
Hey, boss! Would you treat me better if I was an ex-WWE guy? See, maybe you don't get it, man. Here's the problem with you, boss. You got a position of power in a wrestling company when the only position you should be assuming is behind the guardrail with all of them. I don't want to wait till 2024, but you don't listen to me, so allow me to make it a little bit easier for you. Tony, I want you to fire me.
Oh, Tony, I want you, Tony. Tony.
I want you to fire me.
I want you. Tony.
Oh, no!
Fits International. Oh no. Netflix and kill? I'm at videos. I'm gonna head to bed. Understandable. You do have a big day tomorrow.
So, guys, what do you want to do today?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Oh, guys, how about we watch a movie on Netflix?
Oh, yeah, we watch Space Jam.
Yeah, Space Jam.
You guys hear about that movie that when you watch it, you die? Wait, what?
Big Hero 6?
Not Big Hero 6, Junior.
It sucks.
I know you think it sucks.
No, I don't think it sucks. It does suck.
Whatever, Junior. It's a movie on Netflix called Netflix and Kill. Whenever you watch it, you die 7 days later.
Whoa, dude, really? It's that bad?
Well, it's not that bad. It's just that it's cursed. After you watch it, a girl calls you and tells you you're gonna die.
Wait. After you watch it, a girl calls you?
Well, yeah, but like a scary girl.
So she's like emo?
Well, no, she's like a ghost or
She's
something.
like daddy issues?
No.
Guys, let's watch it!
Wait, no, she can kill you, dude.
Guys, listen, all you do is watch a movie and a girl will call you? I've never had a girl call me before. That's awesome!
Well, no, Junior, she doesn't just call you. 7 days later, she crawls to your TV and kills you.
What? That's so boss.
It's not boss.
That's so boss, guys. Guys, all we have to do is watch a movie, a girl will call me, and she'll crawl on my TV 7 days later and meet me?
Well, she kills you when she gets here.
You don't know that. Has it ever happened to you?
Well, no, but I heard about it.
You heard about it, but what if she crawls through the TV and makes out with me?
Well, she's not gonna make out with you.
Well, how does she get my number?
I don't know. It's
Oh, she already knows my number? She already knows me?
No.
She's my soulmate?
No,
Guys, let's watch it!
Junior, she
Dude,
killed people. I'm scared, dude.
I love how he's receiving.
Well, why do you run off like you always do?
No, this time I'm gonna stay here and while I'm watching. I'm gonna stay.
Oh, okay, so he's gonna
I'm
watch
not watching it, Junior.
Okay, fine, Cody. Run off and be a puss.
But, Junior, I'm a lot of things, but a puss is not one of them.
Yeah, me neither, dude. I'm not a push.
So then let's watch the movie, guys.
All right, fine.
All right, what's it called again?
It's called Netflix and Kill.
Netflix and Kill?
If we die, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
All right, fine, but I'm gonna get a girl and make out with her. All right, and Netflix and Kill, and there it is. All right, guys, I found it. All right, guys, are you ready to watch and have a girl call us?
Not really.
I don't know, dude.
You said you weren't a puss.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's watch it.
Yeah. Let's watch it.
What? That was it?
That sucked.
What was that, dude?
Yeah, guys, what was it? That was dumb.
It was barely even a movie.
Yeah, it was like 30 seconds long. It was just stupid.
Oh my God, Junior. That has to be the girl.
No, dude.
Guys, no, it's a Detroit, Michigan number.
Wait, who do you know from Detroit?
I don't know. Who could that be?
Can't be her. Just answer it, I guess.
Hello?
7 days.
Oh my God, Junior.
Well, why are you whispering?
7 days.
Wait, is her parents in the room? Why is she
die
whispering?
in 7 days.
Wait, she's whispering.
7 days.
Wait, are you hot? Do you have boobs?
Junior.
Do you have boobs?
Guys, all she's saying is 7 days.
Dude, you gotta take this serious, dude.
No. When's the last time you pooped?
7 days.
Alright, that was funny.
Yeah,
That was good.
When
Yeah.
are you gonna announce that you're gay?
7 days.
She's gay! You're gay!
What?
I'm gonna kill you in 7 days.
What? She's gonna kill me in 7 days!
Dude, I told you that. I told you.
Wait, guys, she didn't block her number. What?
Oh, yeah, she was the Detroit number.
Call her back.
Yeah, let's call her back. Yeah, call her back.
I can't believe if she didn't block her number.
I know, what a stupid ghost.
Hello?
Yeah, you just called my phone and threatened me and hung up.
How'd you get my number?
You didn't block it. We could see it.
Yeah, you're from Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. How do you block your number?
You star 67 it, and then it should block it.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
All right, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe she didn't know that.
Yeah,
right?
maybe
Yeah,
when
she
she
should
called.
know
You
that,
kill
right?
people. You should know.
What is this?
Dude,
It's a.
it's unknown.
Just answered, I guess.
I've seen the Ring movie and it wasn't a scare. I know.
7 days.
Kill it.
Junior, we're gonna die in 7 days now.
Well, I mean, it's 7 days.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
I guess we have a while.
Yeah, you are right about
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we can do a lot in 7 days.
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's like a week.
Yeah, I guess we don't really have to worry about it until the 7th day.
Yeah, right?
7 days.
It's been 7 days already.
Dude, we waste so much time.
I don't know. Oh, we should have been getting prepared.
Yeah, right.
Oh, what if we get rid of all my TVs?
Well, I don't know actually. I don't know what she would do about that.
Well, what if we rewatch the movie? Will it reset the 7 days?
Huh.
Yeah, like.
I don't know what the rules are.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, well, send a second girl.
Oh no, that would be.
Dude, that'd be terrifying.
That'd be hot.
What?
Well, guys, look, it's 3 against 1. We can take her.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that we can take.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Junior, look at the TV.
Holy shit.
Oh my god! Junior, do you not see that she's coming through the TV?
Well, I just thought of something. What if I would have had 2 TVs facing each other, and like we would have watched it on both? Would they have like came out of the TVs and like made out with each other or something?
Junior, shut up! She's coming to kill us! Junior, she's coming right for us!
I mean that's kind of hot.
Shut up, Junior, we're gonna die!
No, we're not.
Before you do
Junior, oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
Junior,
what's wrong
I'm
with you?
rewinding it!
What?
That's all they had to do was rewind. That's
that
all they
really
had to do?
worked?
Yeah, all I did was reverse it.
All you did was reverse it?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. She's coming out again.
I'll rewind it and then pause it.
Oh, yeah.
And pause.
So now she's stuck in the TV?
It looks like it, yeah. As long as you don't play it, we should be fine.
Wait, so as long as the TV's paused, she's stuck there forever?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad I don't have to see her again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Well, I'm going home. This day's been really weird. Just don't unpause the TV, okay? And maybe next time you'll listen to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home too. This was a weird day.
Okay, bye, guys. I mean, she was kind of hot. I mean, oh, she's so hot, though. I think she wants to make out with me, but I promised Cody I wouldn't unpause it, so I'm just gonna go to bed.
Whew, I finally get a break. Oh, God, I'm tired. Ooh, what movie's on? Whoa, this must be one of those new 3D TVs. The effects are great. Whoa, it actually looks like she's coming out of the TV. Oh, it looks like I can touch her. Wait, what?
Oh no, Chef Baby!
Oh, shoot. You wanted me so bad you came out of the TV even though it was paused? Oh, yeah. Come on, Dad. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I am the luckiest man in the world right now, yeah.
Oh.
People talk about a love triangle. I made a love circle. Okay. No girls allowed. Get out of here, yo.
Ha, that's really gay.
Hey, I don't judge you, lady. Get back in your TV. I'm busy. Where were we?
Oh, shit.
Basketball. Kobe, I miss you. Oh, LeBron, you're the best. Wait, what? Mommy, is that you?
What is the scariest movie you ever watched? The one that gives me the movie that's given me the most nightmares, that would have to be the Babadook. Because I swear I can hear it in the middle of the night going Babadook, Dook, Dook. I mean, it scared the crap out of me, that one. And I love my horror movies, but that one, that one still stays with me. And because I made the sound,
Whoa!
I'm probably going to hear it in the middle of the night.
And he's remote control. Wow. Yes. Awesome. This is my favorite toy ever. What? Don't go off the bed, Thomas. Who's calling me? Stupid Cody. Hey, Cody.
Hey, Junior.
Cody, dude, where are you at? It sounds like you're outside or something.
Oh, yes, I'm outside chasing butterflies.
Oh, that's weird. Well, what did you need?
Oh, well, I was just wondering if you wanted to have another sleepover.
Oh, sure, dude. I love sleepovers. I'll invite Joseph. I'm gonna go ask my dad if we can have a sleepover.
I actually meant at my house.
Oh, Cody, I don't want to be rude, but nobody likes your house. It's kind of a dump.
Yeah. Well, no, really, it'll be the most fun sleepover ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Well, if it'll be the most fun ever,
this is
I guess I'll come over for the
really?
sleepover.
I didn't notice. I thought the Bowser Jr. was
I guess I'll get Chef People to drop
I
me
didn't
off.
have to worry
But
about.
if it's not the most fun ever,
I thought it was
Cody,
brand new.
we're not gonna be friends ever again.
I'm
I
kidding.
promise it'll be great.
Well, all right. See you then, Cody. Yo, yes, a sleepover.
Ew, I hate taking out the trash.
Chef Pee-Pee.
Oh, what, Junior? I'm trying to take out this stupid trash.
Oh, well, after you take out the trash, can you take me to Cody's house for a sleepover?
It's Cody's house? Are you serious?
Yeah, Cody's house.
No, I'm never going back there. That lady is weird. His whole family's weird. Even the black guy. And that lady tried to molest me, so I got a restraining order against her. So I can't really go back.
But Chef Pee-Pee, all you gotta do is drop me off, or drop me and Joseph off, please.
Man, I don't want to go back. I just want to take the stupid trash out and go to sleep.
Oh, okay, well, if you drop us off, you can leave immediately after. Like, you don't even have to walk us to the door. You can just drop us off.
I guess so. I can drop you off. But as soon as I drop you off, I mean, as soon as you get out of the car, I'm gone. Zoom, like out of here. I mean, you won't even have time to even turn around and look at me.
Okay, this is awesome. Thank you, Chef Pee-Pee.
All right, shut up and just come on and get in the car.
Get the trash. You got...
Take it.
All right, let's go. All right, Joseph, are you ready for this sleepover?
No, he's so weird. Why are we even staying over here again?
Well, I mean, Cody is weird, and I didn't want to come here anyway.
I know.
But he said he wants to make it up to us for the last time we came over, so... all right, let's just get this over with, okay?
I guess.
Cody!
It's gonna do shit to you while you're sleeping.
Welcome to the sleepover. Woo, yay.
Okay.
Where's that cute chef friend of yours?
Oh, he's speeding like 60 miles an hour that way.
Oh, bye, Chef Pee-Pee.
Bye, Chef Pee-Pee.
Bye. I love you. Anyway, you kids should come in. It's cold out there.
Yeah, let's go inside.
Okay, boys, just sit there and wait on this couch while I go get Cody. He's in the bathtub cleaning his tushy.
Oh,
that's weird.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, wait there. I'll come back with Cody.
Open share.
We should leave, like, right now.
No, let's not leave. We haven't given it a chance yet.
She didn't have to tell us that.
Well, why is there a banjo on the couch?
See, that's even more creepy. I say leave now.
No, let's just give it a couple more minutes. Wait.
What's that sound?
It sounds like an angry Jewish black guy. Okay, whatever. Let's just sit here and wait for Cody, all right?
It's very specific.
Oh, Ken, you beefy hunk of man. Don't forget to clean those well-toned abs of yours. Oh, what's that? You can't clean them because you're too busy flexing? Don't worry, I'll get them for you.
Oh, before they became famous.
Your
That
friends are here
explains
to
it.
see you.
Okay, Mom. Ken, quick. Get out of the bath, get dressed, and meet me outside, meet my friends.
Yeah, let's leave.
Yeah. Hi guys. Welcome back to my house.
Hi Cody. Your house is still really weird, and you said it wasn't gonna be weird.
No, it's not gonna be weird anymore. Starting right now.
Cody, do you want mommy to breastfeed you tonight or tomorrow when your friends leave?
Tomorrow, Mom. I have company over.
Okay.
Oh dear God.
Okay. Well, I know what I said, but starting right now, no more weird things are gonna happen. Okay? We're gonna have the best time ever.
Okay. Well, what's the first thing you got planned on your best night ever?
We're gonna watch a really good movie.
Okay. I've been wanting to watch a movie, right, Joseph?
Here it goes.
Right. You want to watch a movie?
I guess.
All right. So put that movie on, Cody.
Okay, I'll go put it on.
So watch. See, a movie that nothing can go weird with a movie.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be weird. No, guys, you are in for a treat. Oh boy.
We're in for a treat. What type of movie are we watching?
Yeah, is it weird? No, it's not weird.
I'm so sorry about this, guys, but I gotta go pee, so I'll be back as soon as I can, okay? I'm back. You used to fall asleep to these? Oh, okay. Why you gotta go and do that right now? But then I guess it's better off happening at least once a stream. I don't really understand your fascination with making me sing, but don't do any more, because this is likely the last video of the day. For you see, I have streamed for a long time, and I've got something I need to do, which is why I started earlier today. So yeah, let's continue the video.
It's a classic.
Oh, what's the title?
It's called
Almost
Hot,
6
Moist, and
hours.
Hunky.
I bet it's gross.
Hot, moist, and hunky. That sounds weird, Cody.
Oh, it's not weird, really. It's a love story.
I've been
It's great.
streaming for almost
okay, then
8
just
hours.
turn it on then.
That makes this the longest of the streams I've done.
Hot, moist, and hunky day.
So
Is it getting hot in here, guys? Don't you guys wish you were just, there?
This movie's gay, Cody.
Yeah, super homo.
It's not homo. It's all about
Grab the light by the...
Ain't that right, Cody? Yeah.
The picture is Photoshop, Cody.
Yeah,
Come on.
It's not.
Why do you keep photoshopping? Why do you keep photoshopping your face on bodies?
I'm not. It's really me, guys. Really. For real.
Emotional, damn it!
No one needs to see
Oh yeah,
that.
I got the perfect movie. Ain't it
That's
scary?
quite
Scary?
disturbing.
You are watching Attack of the Killing Machine.
Joseph, this movie seems a little too scary for a sleepover.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so whiny. You guys are babies. Look, at least it's better than Hot, Moist, and Faggot.
Hey, it's a good movie.
Well, okay, let's try a different movie.
Nah, hold on. I gotta turn off the light.
Oh, not the light. Now it's scary.
Oh, man, prepare your diapers.
My laundry's done. How did I forget? Come on now, clean clothes. Oh my God, my favorite sock! Where's the other one?
Come on out,
Where are you?
close.
Where are you, sock? Come on. Where are you? Stupid sock! Come out, come out!
Here comes Lindsay.
What's going on? Why should let me go?
Oh no! Oh man, that's really scary.
We're always getting to the good part. Hold on, I gotta pee. I'll be
Oh my God, this is really scary, Cody.
It is.
Oh man, I gotta pee. Oh man, I gotta pee like I don't. What the hell is wrong with that kid? Oh God, Cody! Give me back my sock! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my God, this is scary.
Junior, can you hold me?
No, Cody, I'm not gonna hold. That's weird.
Man, guys, what I miss?
Oh, you missed this guy like he's about to die.
Oh man, that's the best part. Oh, and Cody, your doll is like drowning.
Doll?
Yeah, with your doll.
Ken!
Wait, his doll is drowning.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a doll.
Well, come on, let's go help him.
Oh God, Ken! He can't swim.
Well,
How can I let this happen?
Pull him out of the water before he drowns.
Do you guys not understand that Kiz is just a doll?
He's not a doll. He's an action figure, Joseph.
Doesn't make it any different.
I need to save him.
No matter what
Ken, can you hear me? I have to save him somehow.
Oh, we save him.
I have to give him mouth to mouth. It's the only way.
He's a doll, Cody.
Joseph, just let him live in his own world for a minute.
It's weird.
Live, damn it, live.
Can we get back to the movie?
Yeah, I really want to finish that movie.
I'm getting creeped out.
He just needs a few more kisses. I mean, breaths.
Yeah, I'm going to the movie.
Use a little bit more tongue, Cody. Okay. All right, Cody, we'll be watching the movie.
You okay, Ken? Ken, you're alive. Don't ever do that to me again, okay? Let's go finish watching this movie.
Dude, we missed most of the movie. How about we rewind it?
No, we're not rewinding.
Why not?
Let's just stop watching it.
No, we're gonna rewind.
No, we're not gonna watch it.
There you go, Ken.
Cody, get your naked doll off the stupid couch.
Yeah, it's creepy.
He's had a really rough day, okay?
Well, this is stupid. We're not watching a movie anymore.
Yeah.
So, what's part 2 of your amazing night? Because so far it is really, really weird.
It sucks.
Well, after the movie, I planned for us to play board games.
Well,
board games, yeah.
Board games. Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Here you go, guys. These are the board games I have.
Connect 4 and glass chess. What type of stupid games are these?
Yeah, they're so lame.
Well, these are the 2 I'm good at, so.
You don't have any other games.
They're 2-player.
Well, I don't think I have. Well, there is one at the top of my closet. It's really dusty.
Well, let's go look at it, Cody. Come on.
Okay.
Stupid games. All right, where's this stupid board game at?
It's up there.
What is a Ouija?
It's pronounced Ouija, Junior.
Well, then get down, Ouija. Ouija sounds like a nice game.
Okay.
This sounds a lot better than all the stupid games you have. All right, we're gonna play. What did you say it was called, Cody?
Ouija board.
We're gonna play Ouija something. Oh yeah, all right, so we're gonna play this, okay?
I think I should probably ask my dad first.
Why?
Yeah. Why do you have to ask your dad to play a board game?
I just do. He's kind of weird about this one for some reason.
Oh, it's just like you did. Yeah. Give it to me. Pump that iron. Jewish. Hanukkah. Bar mitzvah. Taxes. Oh, yeah. I'm pumping iron, Cinnamon. 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 Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Pump the iron.
Dad.
What do you want, Jewish son of mine?
Is it okay if me and my friends play with the Ouija board?
What? What? Oh, no. No. We are not allowing no Ouija board in my Jewish home. No, sir. No, nope. Isn't that right, Cinnamon? Cinnamon! She ain't listening, but we ain't having that in our house.
I'm sorry, Dad. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, guys. My dad said we can't play this.
Why?
I don't know. Something about us being Jewish. I didn't really understand.
Well, me and Joseph really want to play.
Yeah.
Whatever this is.
Your dad's a loser.
But we can't, guys. He said no.
Why?
Well, I don't really understand.
Well, we're still gonna play it anyway.
No, we can't.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. The devil!
What are you kids doing?
We were just trying to play Cody, what's it called?
A Ouija board.
We were just trying to play the Norwegian board.
Oh, you should not be doing that. That summons demons like me.
Oh, we didn't know it was evil. Cody, why don't you try to stop?
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
So what are you gonna do to us, mister?
Don't worry, I'm not really going to hurt you. I'm not really a bad guy. No.
Not?
No, not me. I'm pretty cool, you know.
Why are you here?
Yeah,
to warn you about Ouija boards and all that. And, you know,
well, we won't touch it. So
you guys want to hang out or something? We could do that.
No, you can go.
I got a pretty clear schedule.
No, we're fine.
Okay.
We're fine.
What's your name?
My name is Cody.
Oh, hi, Cody. What's your name?
My name's Junior. So.
Oh, hi.
And I'm Joseph.
Oh, hello, Joseph.
Yep.
Hey, you seem like pretty nice kids. So, yep. Go to church, kids.
Well, that was weird. It was weird. Let's just play Connect 4, okay?
All right, okay.
All right, guys. Let's play Connect 4.
Okay, boys, it's time for bed.
What? Well, what time is it?
Oh, it's 8 o'clock. That's bedtime.
8 o'clock? 8 o'clock? I don't go to bed till like midnight at my house.
Well, that's probably because you're not Jewish. Jewish kids got to go to bed real early so they can get enough sleep.
I can't believe this. 8 o'clock? This is the worst sleepover ever.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm not even tired.
Yeah, I better go to bed.
Good night, boys.
Dude, are you serious? Do we have to sleep in the same bed?
Yeah, this is really weird, Cody.
Yeah.
Well, it's my house and my sleepover, so yes.
I want to sleep on the couch.
Well, can we take Ken out of the room? Because he's naked.
That's gross.
Well, he's had a very long day and he's very tired. He deserves some rest.
He's a dog.
This is so weird. This is the worst sleepover I've ever been to. And we never even had dinner. I'm starving.
Yeah, me too.
Well, maybe you should have eaten before you came here.
You know, the point of a sleepover is supposed to be food.
Yeah, Junior, could you get
fun?
Could you get the lights for us, please?
Sure. The lights.
What's happening now?
Joseph, stop taking all the covers.
Dude, I'm cold.
Wait, you know what? I'm cold too.
Why are you tugging on the covers?
That's not me.
Cody, why are you making noises?
Yeah, Cody, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Cody, stop.
Cody, what the hell?
Who's touching my butt? Cody, what are you doing?
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with you?
It is not what it looks like.
What is it then?
Ken wanted to do push-ups in bed, and I told him that was ridiculous, but he wanted to do it.
No, your stupid doll is going on the ground. Okay?
He's a doll, Cody.
Yeah, your stupid doll is sleeping on the ground. Okay, it's your friend or that stupid doll.
Okay.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, Cody, why does this blanket smell like a wet dog?
Oh, I had to get this from my dad's room. This blanket belongs to my dog Cinnamon.
Oh, it's so stupid. All right.
I hope he doesn't have fleas.
Oh, I forgot the light. Okay, it's time to go to bed.
Oh, yes, I forgot, Cody. It's lullaby time.
Oh boy, you guys are gonna like this. My mom's banjo solos are the best.
What the? This is weird. I don't need a lullaby. I can go to.
It's banjos.
Yeah, I can't go to sleep with music.
Just watch, she's great.
Okay, boys, I'm gonna sing you a lullaby to help you go to sleep. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at the banjo. I take lessons every Saturday. Okay, here goes. Cody, go to sleep. Have good dreams. Good dreams. And Cody's friends go to sleep too, even though they're not Jewish. They're good kids. Yeah, you go to sleep and don't have any bad dreams.
No.
Bad dreams.
Oh, that's it, Mom. That's good.
Okay, banjo
What's wrong
solo.
being sleepy?
This sucks. My ears are bleeding.
It's like somebody's beating a little kid.
I know, oh my God.
She's way too into it.
Okay, good night, kids.
Oh dear God, thank you. She's done.
Are you finished already? Well, can you check for monsters before you leave?
Oh, of course, anything for my Codykins. I'll check for monsters. Nope, no monsters under here. Time to check the closet for monsters. Nope, no monsters in here, but it is very clean. All right, good night, boys. Mommy loves you, Cody.
Thank you, Mom.
Cody, are you asleep? What? Joseph! Joseph! Oh my God! I'm the only one awake? Why is everyone asleep? I'm gonna turn off that stupid nightlight. Oh my God, this stupid nightlight's so bright. Let me turn it. What was that? Stupid closet. Let me check it. What is in this closet? There can't be a monster because Cody's mom just checked it. Cody's mom! Cody's mom! Cody's mom, where are you at? What? Thomas? What are you doing, Thomas? Thomas! What are you doing?
Motherfucker! Is it a short one?
Time for Charlie. Who
Okay,
likes
yes.
Charlie, we like Charlie. Everybody loves Charlie. Who's got Charlie? Where is Charlie? There is Charlie. He got everything that you need. He likes to eat food and stuff. But Charlie, he's awesome. Here's the Charlie and Friends show. Do 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 do.
I didn't die.
Charlie and
I'm
Friends
back.
is filmed
Welcome
with a
back,
live
Sarah.
audience.
Just in time to work on a raid. Think I'm gonna false Hydra my party? Oh no! As Bowser said, this is oh dear, that's funny. Think you're gonna false Hydra your entire party? What they do to deserve it? And who should we rate? Wait, I need a good raid spam. Oh, I'll give you one. Don't worry. I have a raid message I like to do, but I figured we should probably work out to who we were going to raid. Hold up. Okay, I'll search for him. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I don't see anyone live under that name. Hmm? Ah! Hence King. Okie dokie. Well, allow me to type out the raid message. There we go. And then go Pyrussy. And then I
And how much
copy
is a brick
and then
exactly?
hit the
W press.
Everyone else here paid their fees, Gilbert. Waiting on you.
And then I like to add a couple of these at the end. And then I go like this. And now I share the raid message with you guys. This is the raid message. Yeah. I just want to take this opportunity to say how much I appreciate you guys. And thank you for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Never forget that.
Come on now.
And I
We're just
hope
getting coke, man. We're
that
just
you
gathering coke.
guys will come and hang out with me again soon. Ooh, saucy. Yeah, I hope that you guys will come and hang out with me again soon. Because I really do appreciate you guys. Yep. But yeah, you guys are awesome. I really do appreciate the time that you have spent with me. And I hope that you enjoy my YouTube videos and all of that. Yeah. Mwah. You guys are awesome. Let's raid, motherfuckers. Let's raid.
I don't even know which one that is, bro.
Let's raid. Yeah. Okay. Now let's raid in 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. I'm Pyra, your little fireflower.
Jesus
and I'll
Christ.
see you guys next time. Okay? Much love to you guys. I do appreciate you a lot. Mwah.